what is the reason for, and I think it's chiefly, it's for both men and women, but I think it's more so the case for women. Women have always had more options than men have had, but now it's on steroids because what you've done is we've opened up the marketplace. So 20 years ago, let's say a super attractive girl in Iowa, her pool of partners was in Iowa. With Instagram and dating apps, it's globalized. It's a global sexual marketplace. So now that girl in Iowa, that girl in Kentucky, Mr. what was his name? Mike Kunn. Mike Kunn, if he's talking to a baddie in Kentucky, she's talking to a dude in LA. She's talking to a dude in Dubai. She's talking to a dude in Miami who's going to fly her out. So that is going to start boosting her sense of her value on the marketplace, let's say. So it's globalized the sexual marketplace. You're now competing with more people. Both men and women are competing with more people, but it's primarily women aren't flying guys to Miami. Women are not flying guys to LA. Men are. So, and I don't know, we can go around the table really quick on this. Have you ever, maybe you didn't take them up on it, but have you ever received an offer from a guy, either on a dating app or through your DMs, to fly you out somewhere, Carmela?
I've had a couple of offers, but I've never taken them.
That's fine, but you've had the offers though.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been talking to a guy who's in Miami or in, well, you live in Los Angeles, but who's in Miami or somewhere else, and he's Vegas maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, so the two people that had asked to fly me out, I had met in person. So okay, it's a little bit different, but
it's a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess let me also just reframe that really quick. Have you ever offered to fly a guy out who you've met in person?
No.
Okay. So that's a difference between men and women there in terms of men's willingness to spend resources to get women. But okay, so you've never like matched with a guy on a dating app or a guy slid into your DMs and he's like, hey, let me fly you to Miami?
No.
Okay.
But going back to what you were saying, like I just feel like people like are so easy to ghost because you don't owe them anything because you don't know them. But it goes both ways because sometimes if I feel like a conversation is dying out, I won't say something, or like depending on my state of mind, or if I'm like really sad, I will not even text people, like my friends. Like sometimes you just need to take a moment to just step away from everything, but also you don't owe those people on the dating apps anything, especially if you've never met. So I want to say it's really difficult to tell people to keep talking.
But I'm not really sure if that's what you were talking about. It seems like what you're talking about is you've already met, you've been dating for a little bit, and then just someone else comes into the picture or it just fizzles out. It's not like really ghosts, like you match with someone and then you talk for a little bit. Maybe that's kind of part of it, but it seems more so these short-term things that don't really lead anywhere. Is that kind of more so what you're talking about?
Yeah. But reality is not everything is going to lead to something, and that's fair enough. But ghosting people after you match with them, it happens, and it's okay. Because, I mean, I don't think it's okay, but it's still like it happens, and it's less damaging, I would say. But after you met them and you created a connection, you put the effort, and then something happens in between, it's just like, and it's not fair. And I've done it, and it happened to me as well, like both ways. But it's not something that someone they thought, oh, I'm just gonna do it. It's because they've got so many, like there's so many offerings like that, and for both, for men and women. So I feel like we're all dyslexic this time by now with dating. Yeah,
well, one thing that I would say is that in addition to sort of the globalization of the sexual marketplace, is you just have so many increased options too within your vicinity. So because of social media And because of dating apps, people have the illusion of choice, the illusion of having a ton of options. So a potentially better match is maybe one swipe away. So people are more hesitant to really, because before dating apps, I mean, you're 32, right? So I'm 33. So before dating apps came around, I assume you dated,
Normal.
a little bit. And do you remember that if you did meet someone, say back when you were 18 or 19, before dating apps really came around, was there a greater likelihood that when you did meet someone that it would proceed to something?
Yes.
There's a greater likelihood that it would actually go. You might not, obviously didn't end up being a husband or anything, but like you meet one person, there's like a much greater likelihood that it's going to proceed.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas now it's like more likely than not, if you meet someone, it's probably not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So we just have an abundance of options, and what the solution is would probably be to ban dating apps and ban social media, but that's not going to happen.
No.
So we're kind of stuck in this dilemma. The only other solution would be to find people that are not so heavily on social media and aren't on dating apps, but
how do you find them?
I mean,
you
got to go. I mean, there's recommendations of like doing activities, like activity groups, and finding people that way. But even then, those people, they could be on dating apps too. And, the entire dating meta is downstream of dating apps, because most people meet online now. Most people meet on dating apps now.
Yeah.
So it's going to like seep into the rest of the dating marketplace. So even if someone isn't on a dating app, they're still like, it changes kind of the dynamic of how people are interacting. So regular dating is downstream of dating apps. So the whole thing's fucked up, basically.
Yes.
There's no solution. Okay, done. No, there was one situation with me. I would just want to tell you this very quickly. I met this guy. I think we spent like 2 weeks talking, and then we went on a date. The date went for 9 hours. It was one of the best days that I ever had.
Did you smash?
What does that mean?
Did you have sex?
No.
9 hours and it was the best date ever?
Yeah, it was like a full day and we didn't have sex. We kissed, but we didn't have sex.
Oh, okay.
And then after this first date, the guy messaged me on the next day or like whatever. And he said, look, I don't want to put any pressure, but I will delete the apps because I think I get distracted if I am talking to other people, but I want to get to know you. And I so respected him for this. Mm-hmm. And then I deleted my app as well. We ended up not, becoming anything serious for both of us. But it was so nice, so fresh, like having someone saying that straight away, like, I want to get to know you and I'm going to delete the apps so I don't get distracted. I was like, wow. Mm-hmm. Just want to give someone a star that.
I mean, I think that is a pretty optimal situation to occur from the dating apps. I mean, if you're seeing multiple people at one time, what probably often happens is none of those end up going anywhere. Whereas if you give one an opportunity to flourish, so I mean, that's good, but the concern with a guy saying, hey, it's pretty early on.
Yeah.
So the guy's probably going to think, well, and your response to him could have been, oh, it's a bit soon. Like, I don't know. Like, and so I don't know.
It was a risk.
I think it was a risk. I think that's a good solution. So yeah, I don't know.
He took the risk, and it was okay. It was good. We have to take the risk sometimes.
Yo, Carson, can you pass me that water? That one, yeah. Did anyone have a response to her or thoughts on what she said? Thank you, sir.
Everybody's like, oh,
No, it's just there's no quite solution for it. It's just where we are right now in the dating age.